Hi, this is Greg Forzani with another Don't Miss the Point of Business video. And I just want to share an experience of a client I just started working with less than 6 months now. So I say that's just started because usually I work longer with clients. And they're on fire, meaning their profits are like more than triple what they were when we started working together. And we've done a lot of stuff, but I want to share the first thing we did and the most important thing, because without this step, the rest doesn't matter. Step number one, you have to build a budget. Now, why? You know, a lot of people kind of disregard that and think, it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal, and here's the reason. You got to build a budget in the form of a profit and loss statement. So we built that budget in the form of a profit and loss statement so we could plan out every single month for the next year what's going to be our revenue, what's going to be our cost of goods, what's going to be our expenses, and what will that leave as net profit. Now, we built that the first time, and it spit out some numbers that were okay but not great. So that meant we had to make some changes. So what do we need to do? Do we need to decrease the expenses? Because ultimately we want to have a healthy net profit percent in that budget, being 10 to 15%. So we had to make some changes. So we altered the revenue amount. We altered a bit of the cost of goods amount, which meant our gross margin was higher, the gross margin percent. And we altered the expenses by a bit to come up with a plan by month where we were going to spend the money exactly every month for the next year. And those numbers made sense, and they were healthy, and they were great. And we're like, okay, now what that's done is said, and let me explain it this way. When you build a budget, it's like a book. When you run your profit and loss statement and you look at history, that's like a non-fiction book. It's a book with chapters and facts. It's a book where, you know, a profit and loss statement for the past is a non-fiction book, meaning every number on your P&L has a reason how it happened, and that's a story. So each section is a different chapter, and the reason that number happened is a story. Building a budget is like building a fiction book. We're making that story up. And then that story we're building, the reason we put every number in that area of the budget, that becomes our checklist of what we have to go execute in the next year to make it come true. And there's our plan. And then what we do every single month now is at the end of every single month, we plug in the actuals and we compare those actuals to our budget and to last year for the same month. So, you know, right now we're in September, then I would say at the end of September, give us a couple weeks to get the books cleaned up, and in the middle of October, we're going to look at September's actual numbers compared to the budget we planned compared to last year. And we scroll down through that P&L and we compare numbers. And anywhere there's a number that's a big difference, we're in the routine now of saying, why is that number a big difference? And if the number's if the number's worse than it's supposed to be, we find out why and we go fix it and we make a correction and we do something to get that number to where it has to be. If the number's better than it's supposed to be, then we find out why and we go do more of it so we can keep increasing on that. And through doing that exercise, it's driven us to make other decisions and put other tools in place and other processes to drive and increase profit. And like I said, we're more than triple the profit in less than 4 months. Fantastic. So again, don't miss the point of why a budget exists. I think a lot of people think it's kind of a fluffy exercise and they just put it aside. No, it's the very first thing you have to do, and without doing it, then you're not giving yourself a chance to fully reach your potential.